it's your boy Zay Dubose.
It's your boy Telly. What's good?
It's your boy CV.
It's Ron and Don.
And this is a little something we like to call Can We Laugh Now, man. How y'all boys doing today, man?
Hey, we good, man. It's not raining yet.
I heard that, man.
Man, we doing good. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy yesterday.
Facts. So apparently, man, snitches get stitches, man. Rapper Megan Thee Stallion came out and has confirmed Tory Lanez as her shooter.
Wow.
A lot of hot shit there.
Hey, look, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not surprised because I figured it was two things. Like when the story dropped, because it was way too high profile for there not to be anything leaking. So I figured
her foot was leaking.
No, but I figured she had to be protecting him on some front, like because like if it was an accident, right, then it's like okay, I'm not gonna put him on blast,
right.
You know what I mean? But if it wasn't, if it wasn't an accident, Megan really like struck me as a person who tried to play things cool, and so with him going dark on social media, that kind of let me know, okay, like he probably definitely shot her.
Tory did that shit.
We just gotta figure out why.
I heard because she was beating his ass.
Yeah, I heard.
And he couldn't take it because he had
the little man syndrome.
Shoot her with his best. He had to shoot her in her foot. It remind her, you a stallion, but you gonna limp out of this motherfucker today. And that's
yo,
she wasn't galloping
today.
today.
Up out of here,
She's not galloping.
Yo,
you gonna trot up out of here.
I think the thing for me when I first heard it was just so many things people were speculating. I just can't understand why you would risk your career.
So I got a question then. I got a question. What do you guys feel about his character after an incident like this? Is it gonna something be like how Chris Brown was like, you know what I'm saying? He hit Rihanna, slapped Rihanna, whatever, and that was talked about for years.
You know what? It's very interesting that you bring up the Chris Brown case because I think even though these are very I guess like similar in principle, right. I guess in the sense that like it's different because like both like Rihanna and Chris were both going at each other, but in this sense, I don't think, even though I think Tory's getting killed right now on Twitter, and on social media, the vibe is different.
I mean the vibe is different. What I'm saying is like how people view Chris Brown after, like, you know what I'm saying, he hit her or whatever after he slapped her. What I'm saying is like the what was put on him, the label that was put on him, and you know what I'm saying, he's a woman beater. Like, you think the same thing is gonna go with Tory Lanez?
No,
I don't think so.
Because number one, people said what they said about Chris Brown, but that shit did not matter. He still sold the album that he came out with, Graffiti, after that shit happened. Not only did it sell, it sold more than Rihanna's album, which dropped around the same time, if I remember correctly. But so I mean, it mattered, but it didn't. Tory Lanez isn't Chris Brown, like, as an artist. So people are going to hear this. I think this is going to be something, unfortunately, that's going to be connected with him.
Right.
I guess in his mind, going bleak on it was kind of like a way of kind of just keeping it where it's not that big of a reality
like
to him.
it.
But at some point, he's going to have to kind of deal with it. But I don't think this is going to make or break him as an artist.
So Nick, I got a question.
He better come out
can
with some
Can he recover from this? You know, we had the in the first episode, we had the conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that, you know, have done these things and it follows them, can they recover from a situation like this? Do you feel like Tory Lanez can recover from a situation like this?
I mean, to me, it really just depends on, like, what we're talking about. I mean, because if we're talking about, like, the zeitgeist of in the atmosphere of Twitter, like, people are never going to let this go. I mean, just in general, people are never going to let this go. But, like, do I think he can continue to have a successful career?
Mm-hmm. What are some things that you feel that he needs to do or that he could do to, you know,
smooth things over?
Yeah, smooth things over.
There's only one thing Tory Lanez can do. There are two things Tory Lanez can do, and two things only, to keep to keep his head above water, and then to swim. He needs to, one, make good music. You make good music, that's going to take care of 80% of everything that he needs. The other 20% is probably a little more than 20%. He just needs to be secure within himself. Understand as a man that you made a mistake. Like, I don't care what was going on. He could have kicked her in the knee, kicked her in the ankle instead of shooting her and shit. So and granted, I don't know.
She a stallion, so ain't no telling how bad she was beating his ass. I mean, this is a big ass woman with this color, how beating my ass.
Man,
and
so
if you that would have hurt his manhood. So he had to do the next best thing was to shoot her ass down. Like she had to come up from up there.
I mean, according to her, she wasn't hitting him, so it didn't take much to offend him, in his manhood. I don't know. I mean, I mean, honestly, for me, I agree with Zay in the sense that he definitely need to continue making good music, but I think he need to apologize.
So if you was his boy, like say, all of us, Tory Lanez was our boy, right? You know what I'm saying? And we found out like one of our boys did that. How would you guys try to, I guess, help him out mentally? After something, he did something like this.
Well, after he's shooting somebody or getting shot?
After you shot somebody.
I think the best.
I think the best thing, if we were like his boys, the best thing we could do is at least open a space where he can tell the truth and not feel like he would be judged or like he couldn't trust us because a nigga will lie. So if they are around people they know got their back, they know. We need to know the truth so that we can help you, not to be nosy.
Do y'all feel like a lot of these artists, celebrity, big time people like this, have friends like genuine like how we are? Like
no.
As far as like the brotherhood, the bond we really have, like we may like give each other shit, but like at the end of the day, you know what it is.
You know what? I think one rapper. There are two people. There are two artists in particular. I would genuinely believe that about two artists in particular. Number one is Beyonce. I think she has people in her corner that genuinely care about her and that'll keep it real with her, whom in which she knows where it's like, okay, I don't have this problem. And the other one is Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, I think they have. Those are two people. Those are two artists, and granted they're married, but I think it's obvious. But when you talk about artists or people in that light that have people out here that just kind of like, yo, okay, cool.
You really wilding right now.
No, I mean I'm just saying in general. I'll give you an example. Mike Tyson didn't have any of them people. Mike Tyson was out saying some wild shit, man, and no one thought to him and say, you know what, champ? Nah, not today. Maybe you don't need to be saying that.
Well, see,
I might get crucified for this, but Whitney didn't have people around her that cared about her either. That's why she.
Sure, she did. She had Bobby.
Whitney didn't have people around her that cared about her.
Well, see, I think
Whitney didn't have people around her that care for her enough. Because everybody was like, and they said it. They was like, bitch, we was making so much money just being on the road. We didn't even do shit, but we was getting paid thousands just to be there. Like, who the fuck finna tell this lady she can't have what she want when she paying for the lives of over 100 people on a tour? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what separates genuineness. Like, that's what's for me.
What I'm saying. I don't believe most big celebrities have that.
Yeah, well then,
most of them know. That's why I was just like,
I think there's a difference between like not having genuine people around you and then not listening to the genuine people that you have around you.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
People told her that's just that's a personal thing that you have to come to agreement with, knowing who you are. Because if you know, like, you know what I'm saying, I call you my brother, right? So I'm gonna listen to your advice. Now whether or not I follow it, you know what I'm saying, that's on the person. So it really they, like you said, that's a good point. Maybe they do have people that they can that provide them with advice and that tries to help and mentor them. But
and I think in the terms like when it comes down to Tory, like that's going to be the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because like he can have people sit him down all day and be like, yo, what you did was foul. You wilding. Like,
I want to know the backstory because don't nobody
there are so many other things that you got on the line right now. But like what's going to dictate his trajectory going forward is how he internalizes everything that comes from this incident.
Do you think that an incident like this affects his sales?
No.
I don't really think so. Not much.
No, I don't think it's not gonna affect it at all.
Why not?
Chris Brown beat up Rihanna and Graffiti went platinum. So
yeah.
And granted, Tory Lanez isn't Rihanna, there are a lot of people out here with what I like to call pretend morals. There are a lot of people out here who could disagree with what he did. I don't disagree with him shooting her, but so help me God, if he come out with a song that bop, I mean,
like, but do you know the full backstory?
I want to know the real story.
Like, yeah, because like the same time, like, cause I heard you say you
if that was self-defense,
you don't disagree with him shooting her.
No, I don't agree with him.
Oh, you don't agree with her? Okay, all right.
Oh, you saying like you don't disagree with him? With you don't.
You heard the same thing.
I get what you're saying. You saying
you agree that he shot her?
Yeah, that's
no,
what it sounds like.
You don't disagree with the fact that he shouldn't have shot her.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that he shouldn't have shot her. I don't, because I don't think that there's anything that they could have been going wrong with that just should have resulted to that. Plus, I think that's stupid. Like, I don't think the man makes great music, but I'm like, you in a position to do that and take care of your family. There are millions of people.
He made some good songs.
I was about to say he made some good music.
That's just his opinion, y'all. It's okay.
Think he makes great music. That's just
not great music.
That's just
me.
Yeah, that was what I said too. But like I'm just saying, like,
he had to put both of them.
I'm just saying he's in a position where, like, when he was about to piss off the great one, and when he and Aubrey were at it, he went on radio and said, "I'm in a position to take care of my family. Don't take that away from me." But then you go do shit like this. This is what I mean. Is a lot of people with pretend morals. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to be embarrassed because that's where the fuck that was headed. But then look at what he had now.
Like, the almighty Aubrey Drake.
Like, look at what he's the position he put himself in. I think I just think that, man, I know a lot of times, man, people don't do stuff out of fear of being embarrassed, but hey, this is something that he embarrassed himself with. There's no way for him to explain.
What did you think about her crying on the live? And
I didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't. I just felt like, man, okay, this is something that could work for her. Do you
think we sympathize with her because she's the female?
Yes. If she had shot him, we wouldn't be sympathizing with Tory as strong. That's just the truth. That's not to upset anybody, but that's just we live in a very.
Females, I ain't gonna say a person if in the right situation, out of self-defense, out of whatever the situation might be. I'm not gonna say they deserve to be shot, but I don't think the gender should determine.
I feel like
it shouldn't, but it does.
But I feel like, because it does matter. I feel like he's in a lose-lose situation. Because if he would have shot, he shot her. You know what I'm saying? People would get him slack. If he would have gotten shot by her, if like she would have shot him, he would have gotten slack. Like they would have been like all over him. Like they would have roasted him.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like
instead of it being like, why did she shoot her? It would have been, what did he do to get shot? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like just like it was.
That's what I'm saying. What did she do outside of beat his little ass in front of all them folk like that?
She told him he couldn't sing.
She kicked him by mistake, and he just lost.
He was around there pussyfooting.
That what Rihanna did.
Yes, he was pussyfooting. She said, "You gotta go," and he was like, "Nah, bitch."
That's what. That's what Rihanna did to Chris. She told him, "Damn, Chris, you can't dance," and he was like, "Bitch, what?" You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I wonder if he shot her in the foot or he shot one of her toes off.
I heard it was
just shot in the pinky toe.
I think it was in the foot.
It's like the back of the ankle or something.
Yeah, I think that she like had recovered. Like she made a full recovery. She's going to make a full recovery.
I hope Meg Thee Stallion is I hope that she can recover from this. Cause this takes away from a high moment in her career, man.
That's why she came out with WAP. I feel like.
That's what I'm saying. She has that's the number one song in the fucking country.
So WAP. What are y'all thoughts? What are we feeling about this?
I thought it was a cool song. Like there was like, for me, from an overall standpoint, I like the song, but the things I didn't like on the song were more technical things than it was like the actual song itself.
So what are some of those?
Oh, it was like it was some weird cadences that they use, and then like some of the mixing on the voice, like depending on what speakers you hear it through, it sounded a little weird. But like the song itself, I was cool.
I just want everybody, parents, everyone, to stop it. If you had a child in the 90s and you out here talking about how WAP is ultra destructive, there is a video somewhere of them bumping and grinding to some of Uncle Luke stuff, who said much worse shit. He had albums of that shit.
Albums full.
Like WAP is not the worst thing that has ever been put on wax or been put out there in a song.
There's a difference though.
No, there isn't.
The difference is Uncle Luke wasn't mainstream. Uncle Luke was household name. Cardi B is mainstream, so it's a kind of a shock because now her following wasn't or is it just like her and Uncle Luke don't have the same following? Her following is much bigger, much diverse.
I think it's just
so it's like a culture shock almost in a way.
How if everyone knew Cardi, that's all she really rap about.
But this is as raunchy as she ever been.
That shouldn't surprise them or Meg Thee Stallion fans. That's really all they rap about.
I think it's an era thing because literally, like you were saying, like Uncle Luke was out there making women shake. And I feel like in this it's the social media the platforms that we have is what they blow it up. So you just hear it more. It's just in your face.
That's
more.
what I'm saying. So
like,
it's like
I think, but to credit what he was saying is it's not really a difference, but it's just because that it is so like I guess
because they are two of the most popular women, artists that are women in the country. I mean, better yet the world. So it's like because it has that platform, it's gonna seem like it's everywhere. I mean, because it is.
But neither of them
when
are
I
better
listen
than
to
Nicki
it, I
Minaj.
cringe.
You said what?
Neither of them are better than Nicki Minaj.
When it comes to
Nicki
Minaj
rapping.
Oh, I heard you the first time.
Rapping.
Yeah, I agree.
Nicki Minaj is Nicki
Both
Minaj
both of them can actually have made bigger songs, but neither of them are gonna out rap Nicki bar for bar.
Right? Yeah.
You could neither of them are trying to see Nicki bar for bar.
Because Nicki be tripping on some of the songs she made. Like some of the.
I wouldn't put none of them against old Nicki.
Okay.
I wouldn't put nobody against old Nicki.
I'm not. I don't get into the new this
because like that itty bitty piggy era, and that when she first started coming out with the Roman and stuff like that, I enjoyed her. I was looking forward to new songs. Now
both of them
she
now
went pop, then she went back to hip hop, then she went
she dropped the same album 3 times. That's what did it for me. It was the 3 albums. It was the 3 same albums for me. But I think that both of them,
the original, the deluxe,
exactly,
and the anniversary.
Then she rode that wave for a minute.
I think both Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion are both as big an artist right now as Nicki was in her prime.
I
agree.
But just if we just talking about we gonna see who can really spit, they gonna need the exit stage left expedition.
Nobody can rap.
Oh, I mean,
honest, well, okay, you go ahead.
You got it.
Well, I ain't heard real rap since, believe it or not, like, when I think of female rap, I think of, like, Eve. I think about Queen Latifah. I think about Old Kim. I think about Left Eye.
So,
like,
let's revisit that. Let's revisit Old Kim. Because niggas seem to be out here thinking she was on some Trina just stripped for you shit when she wasn't.
She was on some nasty shit, but she was nasty, but you knew you had to have a budget.
But Kim, she spit that shit. Like, Lil Kim
clearly it made clear sense, but
that
it was,
shit.
Yeah, she.
But she wasn't out here just I'ma pop my pussy, I'ma shake my ass. Like, nah, bro, she had that.
She said, "I'm gonna shake my ass for a rich nigga."
She had that stuff. Like, she actually could rap back. You know what I'm saying? And then she got mainstream. What had to sell. You feel me?
I mean, personally, I just think it's a place for all of it. I mean, clearly, like, we're not gonna hold all of it to the same level or esteem as the other stuff, but I think it's a lane for all of that. I mean, because like when you look at it, like rap, hip hop has become a come up, like especially like with the opportunities that the internet has presented. Mm-hmm. So like it's gonna be some people, and it's gonna be the mumble rap that you might not want to hear, but like. It's lucrative. Like rap is lucrative. Right. I mean, it was lucrative pretty much since the inception. Like it took it to new heights in the 90s, and it's progressed since then. So like, I don't even like when we talk about bars. You know what I'm saying? Like if we were to compare like a Cardi B to Nicki, I don't even really want to have that discussion. You know what I'm saying? Because like Cardi don't write. Like most of her stuff, she has writers and everything like that, which is cool. Like
that's crazy.
Me personally, I take this. I take Cardi album over the new Nicki album. Personally, if we just talk about music.
What new Nicki album?
The one that she last came out with.
Was that new or was that the 4th version of the first one?
It was the Grand Deluxe
anniversary.
Just the first edition. Nah, I would take the Cardi album over that one. But if we just talking about bar for bar, like it really ain't no comparison.
Okay, old Nicki compared to old Kim.
Where's the new Kim? Like what she put out other than she's there, and she can still and she can still show it that she can rap.
Well, that was Remy.
Oh, you never like that.
Yeah,
my bad. Where's the new Kim?
My bad.
My bad.
I don't think Lil Kim was ever. I think Nicki was always. I think she's a more talented rapper. But overall artist, you might have something to discuss
I think
there.
She's easy to market too.
Yeah, but
Nicki over Kim.
I mean, she a pop star.
Well, maybe well, I don't know.
Over Kim, because Kim.
What Kim looked like in the '90s is better than any version we've ever seen of Nicki on camera.
Well, I'm not talking about like not just aesthetics, but we talking about music too.
Well. Yeah, no. That's okay. So I'm saying music. If we just talking about rappers, I'm just saying like rap talent. Then maybe. But I mean, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people get into. Like you said, a lot of people get into that new stuff. That stuff, like you said, it's a place for all of it. Mm-hmm. Like I think there are rappers from that era that would not survive today. Just like there are rappers, today that just certainly wouldn't.
Oh hell no!
That wouldn't have no place for it back then. But it's just
I enjoy today's music, but the majority of today's music I can't compare to 90s. I'm sorry, like classic R&B love songs.
I give you that.
I think that's dead.
I give you that. Hip hop, not so much, but R&B for sure.
Hip hop.
Because there are a lot of rappers today that if you put in the ring will go toe to toe with those guys back then. Some of them would win and a lot of them would hold their own.
I can see Eminem battling.
Oh no, are we just talking about like vocal ability, or are we just talking about?
No, I'm talking about hip hop. Well, you talking about vocal ability, then like vocal ability and music. Yeah, I can see that today. Like no. There's no. If you just talking about from old school to 90s.
So you think the talent of today's music has exceeded the talent level of the past?
No,
not necessarily, but it depends.
It depends.
It depends on what phase are we talking about. Production wise, then yes, but
just vocally.
Vocally, I'm probably. I would say no.
I say we got. I would say more or less kind of tilting to the lesser side, like when we talk about vocal talent, but it's like it's a lot of like non-mainstream or like not popular like vocalists who really out here bodying things, but they just like they don't have.
Now,
yeah.
So what I got?
Bernard.
So that's so I got a question guys. Then. Since we're on this like I guess kind of era type of topic thing, do you feel like people in the past or from the past eras that didn't get discovered would benefit from being in this era? As far as like people, so like you know about like Duran or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that a lot of people don't know about him, but he's not mainstream. He's not.
Yeah, if you put him in the 90s, he would be as big. He would at worst be as big as Tevin Campbell. So do you think like
people from this era would benefit of being in a older era, or
some of them, yes,
or vice versa?
Yeah.
A lot of them,
like it would push them to be more creative, and push them to be more original, because now everything is sampled. The majority of stuff is sampled or got something from the past in there.
I mean, but they were sampling in the 90s.
Really? Yeah.
Not as much.
Yes,
they were.
Today?
Yes.
Well, maybe not as today, but if we talking about hip hop, for sure. Yeah. But R&B not, maybe not so much.
I'm talking about R&B.
Okay.
I'm not as knowledgeable on hip hop, so.
Okay. So if you took a guy like Duran Bernard, if you took your best singer from the 80s, the 90s, 70s, whatever, and you put them against Duran Bernard, he's gonna hold his own or outsing them. Yeah. So I'm saying if you drop Duran Bernard in the 90s, he is likely, like I said, at worst, he's gonna be as big as Tevin Campbell was. And people who know me know how much I love Tevin Campbell. Like I loved Tevin Campbell, but
I think if
Duran is nice.
If Tank had got his start, like it started his career like in the
night, bro. Yes.
Yeah, he'd definitely be bigger than he is today.
But see, okay, there are artists though who I feel like who were, I don't know if there are artists that were back then who didn't get their shot that would be like popping today just because of how music has changed.
Vanilli.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask that question. Do you think that artists
disrespect our whole era?
No, they might have a career now because of auto-tune.
Right, auto-tune. And the majority of people lip sync in concerts now anyway, so they would have made it. They would have made it very far.
Say if you put this is far fetched, but say if you put Michael Jackson in this era like of production, the sound of like the music that you know what I'm saying is created in today's era. Do you think that he would be as popular, or do you think he'll be even more popular with his vocals?
I want to ask you something. Yes or no? Does he still have Quincy Jones?
Let's say no.
Yeah. Because even if he didn't, he still would. Because nothing
vocals though, not in talent or entertainment. Well,
they don't really.
Vocals. Yeah, I really didn't enjoy Michael's.
You can't take away.
Michael is an underrated singer.
Well, I don't even really think that matters. Like today, if we talking about vocals, there's a lot of people that can't sing that have careers.
Yeah, like Tory Lanez.
Oh, yeah,
well, he said
we're gonna have to edit that shit out because
I'm going to
shoot us.
Nah, I mess with Tory though.
I like
Bryson Tiller.
I like my feet. Bryson, yeah, definitely.
I like Bryson. He can sing some.
Jacquees.
Just because you can't, just because you're not that, just because you're not that vocally talented, don't mean you can't make a good song.
Yeah.
Hell nah. But I think a lot of rappers out here today try to do a lot of, how can I put it, R&B. Like it's I would say hybrid R&B. Like that's what
it really is a hybrid.
I like Drake's hybrid. What he does
I think his
R&B.
version of it, I think it sounds the best. But it's like a hybrid R&B. It's not.
Do you think he started this hybrid,
Hell
or
no.
was a big help to make it trendy as it is now?
So like one of the things that Zay says.
Hey everybody, it's Marquez Williams, founder of Pop Socks, where we provide you all your crazy, cool, wacky socks. Please go visit Pop Socks at www.popsocks.com. And remember, when you don't know what to wear, put on a pair.
Yeah, so Zay often says that he feels like a lot of people talk about hip hop being dead, but they don't really talk about R&B. And for me, I don't really think that R&B is dead. I think that R&B as we knew it, on a grand scale, is not what it used to be. And then what today's R&B has become is a hybrid of hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, and when I say that, that's more or less what I mean. Like, but with Drake, I don't think Drake didn't start anything as far as like the guys who raps to ladies. That's LL Cool J. Like LL Cool J pioneered what it was to be a rapper, but then like to be like, yo, bro, these ladies gonna love me. I mean, ladies love.
He was
cool
the creator of the acronym GOAT.
Like, I don't know about all that, but
no, he was. He was the first one to say that.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, shout out to
LL Cool J was the first one to say GOAT.
So LL was the pioneer. but I think that Drake had a quote in one of his songs that says, "It's not about who does it first; it's about who does it better." Like Nelly did it at a high rate, and I mean a high rate. Bruh, Country Grammar sold so many fucking records. Like Nelly did it at such a high level.
About Ja Rule?
Ja, he had melody.
Yo, smile.
Oh my God. He was killing that shit.
He said,
he was killing that.
I'm so done. For real.
I think
he meant what he said.
You look at exactly.
He meant that shit.
Word.
I could not tell the difference between him and DMX for the longest as a child.
The disrespect. That's because you ain't listen to X.
Yeah, it's a big. It's a dude. But I think DMX is more sharp. It's more sharper. It's like, hey yo, bitch. What? Hey. AB, green,
you can tell
red, blue, hot.
You sound like Bert from Sesame Street. But nah, man, I was just saying. I think Drake has kind of restructured what music sounds like. Toronto as a country.
Would you call him a trailblazer?
In a way,
or a trendsetter?
Absolutely.
He's definitely a trendsetter.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
That's yes.
I don't think he old enough to be a trailblazer.
But he's.
I would say he is iconic. Like, you know Drake's style from anyone's. Well, that's what makes you an icon to me. Is when you can be identified by.
If Drake, God forbid, if Drake left the world today, he'd be a legend. Like, period.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a given.
He is essentially essentially responsible. It's like Toronto. If you listen to a lot of artists from that area, I think that's the sound of where he's from, and he's always stated that. Like, Drake doesn't take credit for that sound, but if none of us knew those artists, but he was the first one from from Toronto, kind of like it hit off as big as he did, kind of sort of. So
I mean, he really put like the 6 on the map, like he speaks.
Yeah,
I think it's really it opened up a door and a new viewpoint, or I ain't gonna say viewpoint, but a different outlet, I guess, for music. Cause like now you got like Daniel Caesar, you know, you got other people that are from the Weeknd that are from there. Yeah, he opened up that window and that arena for other artists to interject, you know what I'm saying, into our in our music, you know, or in our culture, our market, yeah. and be successful, you know what I'm saying, still representing a different country. So it's kind of he helped to facilitate the growth of a lot of these artists, and I really like. I mean, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's dope.
I wouldn't go and say he helped to facilitate that.
How?
Growth.
Why not?
Because I think that an artist's growth is kind of like
others.
Yeah, I'm saying inspired, but like I'm saying if I was an artist from Toronto, my growth is predicated on how I harness my craft.
Well. Yes, I agree. But I'm saying is they might not have been as successful as they are now.
No, I'm saying he kicked down the door.
If he didn't, you know what I'm
Toronto.
saying? Like
I think what's more impressive than that is the artists that aren't from where he's from, that are here from the States, that he's done a lot for.
Like Future?
Yeah, like to name one, because if you go to a Future concert, his show is going to be at the most 40 minutes or less, 35 minutes or something. Drake's out here having 2-hour concerts like by himself. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of artists and that boy catch a lot of flack, but he's done a lot for other artists, from whether things that he's written or just his influence being on the song, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
why do you think artists of that status and level, with all the things that they've done, I mean, this is gonna sound pretty broad, but why do you think a lot of people like him catch slack or such criticism and hate from other people? You know what I'm saying? Because like my thing is like how you were saying, who was it that don't write their songs? You was just Cardi B, right? Nobody gives her shit. You know what I'm saying? But Drake is like, he got an underground writer, he got a ghost writer. You know,
the thing is like Drake takes pride in his pen. Cardi was very open that she don't write all the stuff. And so when you come from that hip hop yoke, there is a certain respect that comes with your thoughts and your intellectual property coming from you, as opposed to
I get that. I'm just saying, like,
why did he catch the hate that he gets?
Well, I mean, I understand he's in the level
because the expectation is much higher.
He's a big dog. But yeah,
because that's how he portrayed himself as to be the ultimate writer. So when we found out that you got some assistance, it kind of ruins the expectation.
But that happens a lot in the in the industry. That happens a lot. Like I could be in the studio with my producer, and you know what I'm saying, it may be times where he has a fire hook, but it just the delivery wouldn't come right from that artist. So it's like, hey bro, I got this, this heat for you, like, you know what I'm saying, here you go. And I don't think that he should be put at fault for, you know what I'm saying, using his platform.
But it's all number one. It's all about who he. Number one is about who he is and his place in hip hop lore, and how people hate the fact that someone who raps and sings is the best hip hop artist of his entire generation. But I think, I'll get into that in a minute. But I like go back to what Nick said. When you are in hip hop lore, even if someone writes a hook for you, people gonna kind of look at that different. But to answer your question, people hate. No one likes somebody or someone that wins all the time. Michael Jordan is loved now, but he wasn't when he was winning championships. People hated his freaking guts. People appreciated Jordan more and more as things went along. Kind of like LeBron. LeBron was very hated, but the longer his career goes, he gets less hate, but people are gonna love him to death, like when he leaves, because basketball is gonna miss him. People did the same thing to Jay-Z, but then all of a sudden, like they was like, oh man, he ain't M, he ain't X, he ain't 50. But now those same people calling him the GOAT. First of all, Jigga is the GOAT. That's number one. But greatest hip hop artist.
I gotta research his music because I don't know him as an artist. I know him as
very artist.
But when you are up there, like people, like he said, it goes into expectation. People, like Drake said, people like to see you when you working towards something and not when you have it.
So do you think that, like, do you credit the crab syndrome to that type of scenario or situation?
Not necessarily. That's more in competition.
Yeah, but I also think that, like, for me, like, as it pertains to Drake's situation, to bring about that allegation, it was really a chess move, because, like, other artists are, like, they understand that, like, everybody gets help in some form or fashion, whether it's a line here, a bar there, it might be two or three lines, it might be a hook, whatever the case may be. Like, that's understood in the realm of artists. But he knows, and he knew that isn't really understood in the general public if you're not in the realm of music. So as far as Drake is concerned, like, that's forever going to be a stain on his career. It's going to come with that undertone for the rest of his career. That was for me, that was a chess move. Mm-hmm. Him knowing that the general public doesn't have that insight, mm-hmm. that perspective on it.
I think the most the most unfortunate part about that for me, and I cannot help but think about every time I think about this situation, was how unprepared things were. But that's neither here nor there. I just think that when you look at Drake and you look at what we know his writing ability to be, to attack that, I mean, like, if you look at things objectively here, if you attack that, if you had told me, damn, he didn't write Tuscan Leather, or he didn't write 5 a.m. in Toronto, or if he didn't write 6 p.m. in New York, that's different. But if you talking about he didn't write Running Through the Six with My Woes, like, the melodies are different. Like,
what about where's the lyricism in that?
It didn't stick for me, because we've had inside thing. We've been in studios before. We've been
before Quentin
writing. You know what I'm saying? we've been, like, we understand kind of how that process works. So that's why I guess I couldn't be Drake. I would be out here. If I had the ability to rap that way, I would be ending niggas. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's again that's probably why I'm not him, because he can't just defend everything about himself. And then he out there moving to the world. What is he? He's out here buying $400,000 beds and shit. Oh no, Drizzy.
I mean, $100 million mansion.
Yeah, that mansion's nice though.
You know the funniest? I'm gonna tell you the funniest part though. Here's what's funny. The funniest people that I hear talk about Drake as a writer are Kanye West fans, and you know more than most.
So would you say Drake is the new age version of Kanye West?
No, he's bigger than Ye.
He's bigger than Kanye.
I mean, new and improved. Kanye in his prime.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He was never Drake.
I can give new and improved.
He was never Drake.
Nah, yeah.
But
I'm with you on that one.
If you talk about
as an artist,
yeah, he's never.
As an artist,
Drake.
Definitely,
never Drake.
Okay, so I think.
I mean, I love Kanye.
I think as far as, like, artistry is concerned, they go head to head there.
Well,
but we talking about celebrity and, like, the height of, like, like Drake has his foot on the neck of the rap game.
Yeah, like, it's kind of what Drake is. Drake is the best artist of his generation, like the greatest artist of his generation. Like, name one better in his generation.
Drake.
In his generation,
Drake.
He's a big influencer.
Big influencer?
Yeah.
Is it
like,
because
like
you
I
don't...
said, trendsetter? Like, that's what I think of Drake. Like, I enjoy his music, but I haven't heard no one make a hybrid, like you said, and it actually is, like, satisfying to hear lyrically and vocally and musically, like, everything. Like, I've not heard a Drake song that I wouldn't hear again.
That you what?
Wouldn't play again.
Oh, that you wouldn't play again. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few out there. You know, it's something out there.
It was a couple.
There's a couple out there. But
I mean, like the biggest misconception of being a quote unquote Drake fan or Drake stan is that you like everything he does. That is just absolutely not true.
No,
that Tootsie Slide bullshit is just, oh my god, it's so awful.
Look, man, we
Tootsie is an awful song. He need to Tootsie Slide his ass back to Toronto with that.
You know what I mean?
I ought to bury his ass in some snow. He just no.
We not gonna speak back on Tootsie. You know what I'm saying?
I just think if you compare him,
what would you say is what was his hottest song?
That's hard.
You know what? That's unfair because Drake has too many
hottest album.
Oh, take care.
Take care.
Easy.
Take care. I wouldn't go there. I would not say easy.
I say easy.
What's the one with the picture of his dad?
It's up there, boy.
But it's up there, but take care, bro.
But I'm saying,
is that the one with the picture of his dad on it?
When you think of his number one album, no one like you're gonna think of Take Care first. So that's where it comes. It's easier to say Take Care than any other album.
There are a lot of people who think
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same was his best.
That's my personal.
There's
favorite.
a lot of people out there that are mentally insane too.
Oh my
So,
god.
So if you watching this and that's what you think, Montelli said, "Fuck y'all."
Nah, I mean, obviously you're entitled to your opinion, but that's nothing was the same. Nothing was the same.
Was like you really not.
You really not.
Really
like,
not.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. Take Care was. I mean, you already know how I feel about my top three. You know what I'm saying? His album, his top tier album.
I bet. So no one opens and closes an album in in this new age better than Drake. So let's take the opening and closing of all right, because that was necessary.
It just was bothering me.
But you know what I'm saying, like. If you take the opening and closing, I know, right?
It was bothering me. I don't know why, bro.
Of those albums, if you compare Tuscan Leather to On My Dead Body, which one are you choosing? Like,
Tuscan Leather.
If you take the Ride over, well, you probably take the Ride over Pound Cake. I wouldn't personally.
No. I wouldn't. No.
There are a lot of things, and I think Take Care probably is his best album, but
would you take?
I like the song he did with Aaliyah. I thought that was very.
Elite.
What is that?
I know it, but I can't think.
Talk about.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like,
was that which album was that on? That was on.
He made a duet as if he was singing with
he was supposed to be
Aaliyah.
coming out with a joint project with him and Aaliyah, but it never happened.
Yeah, Timberland vetoed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Timbo
was.
Why?
He had this very interesting relationship with Aaliyah. Not like weird like R. Kelly, but I'm just saying like he's protective.
He loved Aaliyah. I ain't gonna say it one way.
So you would say that the relationship is very hot?
That I don't know.
The relationship was very hot. Would you say?
I wouldn't go that far. I just think man, he looked at her like he was a really like big brother, little sister. And then what? Unfortunately, you know, with her passing, you know, he's protective of that. Like,
I think he loved her.
I mean, maybe he did, man. You know, these niggas out here.
Really?
Weird,
who do you think had the better song with Aaliyah, Drake or Chris Brown? I don't know if you know. Chris Brown had a song. Don't think they know about us.
Drake.
That song, bro. That song was hot though.
It was more realistic.
I cannot remember that song.
And it's funny you mentioned Chris Brown because I was over here thinking, what other artists could I compare Drake to in his generation? I guess Chris Brown would be next. But he'd be a distant second. Like,
well, yeah.
Chris screwed himself when he started trying to do that same rap shit. Trey Songz had already had that and squeezed it.
Your face is amazing, blazing, hot like Cajun. I'll eat in just a minute.
Speaking of hot, I don't know if you guys have heard about the unfortunate events going on in California with the forest fires and the wildfires.
If only you can prevent forest fire, you clearly don't live there. Cause nigga, I don't know what is going on out there.
I mean, it's really wild. I think that kind of just. You know, I guess I use this analogy. You know, watching a basketball game when a team is just on, right? A team is on, and they're making every ridiculous thing for the opposition. You just know at a certain point, like it's just over. Like they're just on. Like 2020, bro. It's just over for 2020.
What is that? What's that Disney movie? We was just talking about it yesterday. Twitches. Y'all remember what was it? The Darkness. Yeah. That's what the fires out there look like. It looked like it's moving. Like it's moving with their own mind, like bruh. Whatever they got going on in Cali.
Who? I want to know who started it.
It's a wild.
I'm trying to gain an understanding.
Chase.
Yeah, I ain't gonna play with that Lord.
Because I'm saying these fires been going on for some years.
Well,
they done burnt everything
the
from the north to the south, to the east to the west. And I'm just trying to figure out who the hell is responsible for lighting this goddamn fire. Because, see, God, I don't think God created because God would have put it out by now because he put out all the other fires. So why this one got to keep burning like that? And then, you know, in the Bible, he was talking about how, you know, he spoke through a burning bush. But if all the bushes burning, how you going to hear God's voice? So somebody got to put these bushes and trees out because now all the animals going extinct. And when they go extinct, we ain't going to have nothing to eat. And then we don't have nothing to eat. We're going to start eating each other.
So you mean, hold on. So you mean the trees died? They died? The trees
are dying that ain't never died before.
Hold on, wait, they passed away.
They are passing away. Veggie Tales.
No wonder everybody in Cali in such good shape. They ain't got no damn meat.
They ain't got no food. All the birds and all that stuff.
I mean, that is
the fire's like.
So on a serious note, that really is killing the environment for like
we gonna suffer. They suffering in California.
I mean, they're getting evacuated, but that's kind of like a lasting effect on the you know the wildlife out there. I mean, and
just everybody
just like everybody because produce wild. Everything like that. You're not gonna be getting stuff from Cali right now because you know what I'm saying, everything will burn to a crisp.
You ain't gonna get stuff from Cali, you don't get nothing from Cali.
Well, I mean, I get some from Cali, but
you get what from Cali?
His mail, because you know
my
bushes.
You know what
I'm saying? His stuff,
oh, the burning bushes. Well, I talked to trees too. I talked to them, and you know what? They are weeping. They are weeping for their fellow plants, brothers and sisters in California. I talked to them before I got here, and you know what they said? They was just a mess. They was crying.
Maybe
they was wheezing.
The church is in moaning.
Very much so. Sally, they is grieving.
Let me ask you something though. Like, if y'all were like, I know, like, man, if y'all had a property, if y'all had a house out in California, you just chilling at the crib or the crib, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't waste money.
Whoa.
What you just look at what the hell is that? And you just see smoke shit swimming towards you. Like, I gotta move. I could not live in that.
I mean,
sorry.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, but you heard what happened a couple blocks over? Nah, man, where they was tripping over that, man. Yeah, man, a fire. You drive by it and everything just gone. Like,
it looked like Lion King too. They said the Pride Land's on fire.
Oh,
it do look like, bro,
it do look like that. It do look like that.
It look like a whole spirit. It like it moved.
Bro.
Like it's moving. Like,
yo,
you know what I'm saying? It's just moving.
I think, man, like.
I heard
it's sad, man.
Bad too.
All the turn of events. You know.
I heard it's bad for real.
What?
The Black Plague.
I heard about that. And so okay. It was in California. There's one dude.
Of course it would be.
No, for real. The one dude had said he had caught the bubonic plague or the Black Plague or something like that. Like he had caught that joint, and I was just like, "Yo, what else? What more can we catch?"
Sarabia was telling me that. Sarabia was telling me, she said California's supposed to be its own island in the future. We need to expedite the process, get them the fuck away from us.
Well, they swimming anyway because see, eventually they're gonna break off. Because I heard that they on the island, and the island is steady dropping.
Yeah, we need to
and eventually they just gonna drown in the ocean. So when they drown in the ocean,
damn,
would we be the United States? Because we wouldn't be united no more.
We'll be united.
Just submerged under water.
Yeah, right.
Well, a piece will be gone. No. So that means somebody gonna have to take one of the stars off the flag.
After going Florida, gonna get swallowed up too.
Florida?
Yeah.
And then the part of Texas that's in the water too is gonna cut in half, and Texas ain't gonna have no tail.
We gonna be living, but we gonna be able to live like breathe up underwater. Mermaids.
I don't think I'd work well with tail. You know.
I'm just gonna go pay Drake a good visit. And just stay up there.
Mentioned the OVO estate.
Ain't that in Toronto?
He won't even know my point.
You know what? Right? Because if the United States burning up, I sure as the fuck hell they staying here. Like, I'm sure it's not.
Right.
They welcoming us back to Africa. Because they said it ain't y'all fault. Y'all think like white folks. So we just gonna let y'all come back so we can teach y'all better.
How generous.
How polite.
I swear how they wish to enlighten.
Akon building Wakanda, I'll go there.
Yeah. I'll go there too. Hey, you mean? Spend them Akon bucks.
Give me the call, bro.
He got his own currency, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's going to go into effect once he gets the.
What's it called again?
A-coin.
A-coin?
Yeah, A-coin.
Why he do that? Now, why did he do that? Why he do A-coin? A-coin.
So, quick question.
Tyler Perry built the
He
city.
throw it at people or something?
He did.
Technically,
town.
You know,
once we all get rich, you know what I'm saying, you get you a house outside the state of Georgia. I know you probably have, you know what I'm saying. Where y'all trying to live at?
The sky. Because there's nothing on this planet that is for me.
You trying to pass? Man, we ain't ready for you to go.
I'm not talking about Kingdom Come.
He said in the sky and
so in the sky, right?
No, I'm just playing with you. That's a good question.
The only other state I could think is get me a nice estate in Tampa, but hell, if they finna drown, I don't want to do that.
I actually seen Athens, Atlanta, LA, then New York to retire. And then if I can't find something like a nice estate country ranch or something.
Yeah, in Texas.
Believe it or not, Tennessee got some nice spots.
Yeah.
Like
Tennessee's
legit,
nice.
They got some nice spots, like some nice homes,
some greenery,
what's like some land, yeah.
Texas,
I'm telling you,
I was wanting to go to
all the
Virginia
land
or Maryland.
Virginia, Maryland. So Maryland, I prefer Maryland over Virginia. Just me personally.
How you driving 10 hours? You still in the same state?
It's legal there.
What, talking to trees? Because down here they call you crazy and send you to jail.
Down, up there, talking to trees is legal.
Wow.
Like they have dispensaries. Like they would bring it to your home.
Well, it wouldn't be you talking to trees. It'd be the trees talking to you.
Well, we talking together. We're
you
finding
have a conversation.
We're finding ourselves
talk to
within.
They talk back, and the more y'all talk, the closer to God y'all get.
We have a pretty good relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep that relationship
God
with it right now.
Here, right?
Right. Supposed to.
So when you talk,
God is in here.
Yeah, but he came from down up there.
We don't know that. So
yes.
You were saying
so when you talk to the trees, you gotta rise up. So you can meet God halfway. And then you and the trees gonna meet God and he gonna send you right back down and then you gonna be
when you say halfway, what's halfway?
Huh?
I ain't never
what halfway?
Huh?
I'm just asking. I ain't never go up in the side and seen the stars and be like, oh, there go God right there. What's
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Wait. My nigga God.
Y'all tripping.
Well, don't we have different atmospheres on Earth?
I mean,
like you have different layers of air, right?
I mean,
no, dead air.
Yeah, like
so. You got
yeah. Look,
like the altitude's a lot higher in Colorado.
I wonder why. That's where the trees at.
Oh well, yeah, they got the dispensaries too.
That's why the air
snow.
Okay, what if you were dating someone that's a long distance relationship and you were dating someone in California? Like, what you tell your girl?
Hey, you gonna have to evacuate.
how you protect her? I
can't fuck no crispy pussy.
No.
Oh my.
Now, if you tired of her, you've been waiting to break it off. You be like,
it's gonna crumble.
I think we should let it burn.
I have this burning desire
to see you.
To see you.
When you come visit
burn,
me,
baby, burn.
It's getting a little spicy over here.
Yes.
Hey,
you got the hot think about me.
You go to church on her for real. You go to church on her. You tell her, I want to come stay with you because I'm scared of these fires. You know what to tell her? I know the Lord will make a way.
Yes.
Amen. You believe that, don't you, Susie?
Well, yeah, because see, he also created the phoenix. You know, the phoenix, it burned to the ash, and then a bird fly up out of there. So you just tell her, you know,
America. America. Hey, shout out Burning Man, man.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't think anybody who burned the ash in the fires is coming back
at all.
They did on American Horror Story when they did the Coven.
All right.
This is 2020,
like,
sir.
As far as long distance relationships are going, like just right now with just in general, like how do y'all think that's panning out?
I mean, I'm not in that situation, but as far as long distance, like they gonna have to stay just long distance because she might have that Rona. You know what I'm saying?
I would just tell her I'll send flowers and my condolences to her, her yard, her dog, and her family as they burn because see. That's
oh my God!
That's that. But see, that really ain't got nothing to do with me because see, if God had put me in a position to save the family, I just can't fucking save the family. They just gonna have to figure that shit out.
You know,
because that ain't my fault.
Because
if that ain't my fault. If I had a place in a way to be like, oh yeah.
So they just
your world is burning. Come over here to the cool side.
They mean they gotta stay in the fire, but like they can't.
Well, they can't come to my house.
That's what I'm saying. They can't come here.
I don't like dogs.
I mean, I don't know, man. First of all, I don't see how people do the long distance relationship thing in the first place. But I know it's not.
Hold on, because that's all I do, and I like my long distance. Because
tough.
I don't like nobody all up under me.
But how do you do long distance? Like you don't grow that natural bond that you get from seeing them in person. Like the reactions and emotions that you would get in person are much different than on a computer screen or on your FaceTime
works for me.
Or you know, like texting.
I think in some ways you develop a different type of or a sense of intimacy that you wouldn't get if you were like all up under each other.
I don't like nobody up under me physically.
Yeah, I mean, because all you have to go off is your feelings for each other, and that right there is a make or break when it comes to how your trust is set up.
I'm just saying I couldn't be with someone I can't spend time with on some consistent level.
Right.
Like if I live in Georgia and she out there in Maryland. She talking to trees, and if she's in California, hell, they burning all their damn trees. I just couldn't do it. I would struggle.
What's going on? So many things wrong.
I swear, I would struggle to gain an understanding. I just would.
But see, if she's smoking tree, let's break this down. So if she's smoking, what?
If
she talking to the trees and the trees are burning, and you trying to talk to her, who talking to the parents and the dog? Because they got to come too. If you trying to save her, you can't just save her and leave her family behind.
Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs.
But what
would you do?
I don't know, man. I just know it just I wouldn't. I don't know. Like if how people can't travel. Like say for instance, if people's relationship was predicated on how they able to see each other and travel, how do they do that in the state that we've been in all year?
I mean, honestly, people still traveling right now, even though it's like
even when it first broke
highly
out,
it's not recommended.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't care about their safety. I'm talking about the people whose heads aren't up their ass. Like I'm talking about the people who care about. If you care about that person, if I live here and she live in Florida, there's no damn way she can't love me if she talking about coming here because they got high numbers in Florida. First of all, bitch, no, you can't come here.
Well, they got high numbers in Georgia.
I mean, not as high.
No, we're I think we're the top 3 in the nation as far as it's Georgia, Florida, and I don't know what I want to say California,
New York.
Or I think it's California.
California, yeah.
But they're bigger places.
Somebody fact check me on this, but I was just, Georgia, we up there, man.
If that's the case, then
it's
the
real
blind be leading the blind. Like,
well, I mean, coming from somebody who's been in a long distance relationship for like the last couple of years, like with Christy being in New York, you just have to be really intentional about the time that you dedicate to each other, you know. So
communication.
So making sure that you stay in contact via text or FaceTime or phone calls.
None of the things that are conducive to me. Like,
or
I can call
or writing letters.
But are you used to a long
distance? We're both writers. We've had writing contests like over the phone. So I mean, it's really about finding ways to be intimate, even though y'all can't be together. You know.
So what are
y'all have met before in person?
Well, yeah.
No, I'm just clear because our listeners don't know that.
Yeah,
well,
you're right.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, and even now, it's she 30 minutes away, but we've been social distancing because of the pandemic. So that's been
right.
That's been tough.
About the same almost. You feel like it's been about the same almost.
I mean, the difference is I can go see. I can literally go see her and talk to her through the door. But like,
so y'all haven't became in physical contact with each other since?
Not since March.
Not since March.
Nope.
So what type of toll, just you personally? What type of toll does that take on like your mental, as far as like with someone that you share that intimacy with?
I don't know
what happened. What I do, what I say.
Man, Ronnie's wild.
No, he wildin', bro.
What you do?
I ain't do nothing. I really did. You'll see on the camera. I didn't do nothing.
But I mean, honestly, it's pretty much like it's you were in New York for the most part. I mean, it's not. There are certain aspects of comfort and intimacy that you don't get when somebody's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference between like when you going through it, being told it's gonna be okay, and then like receiving the hug.
It's different. But see,
different.
okay,
that's all I'm used to.
See, that's what I would prefer in person.
So you wouldn't even give it a chance?
No, I wouldn't. I mean,
I feel like he just wouldn't put himself in that situation.
You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't give it a chance.
I just couldn't do it. I would look at it honestly. I would put a lot of thought into it, depending on how I felt about that person. But the end result would always be the same because I know me. I know like
you're a certified lover boy.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, I wouldn't say that at all. But I'm just not. I just wouldn't. It just wouldn't work with me. Like I would need to be. I would need to have some type of consistent way of like physical contact. How we interact with each other. Like I'm very hands on, so I would.
Your love language is touch.
Right. Let me ask you something.
Me?
Yeah. You've actually. I know you being in that situation when you went when you left for the military and everything like that. Mm-hmm. How did that did that affect you in any type of way or?
I think like with everybody, saying that goes through long distance, like the what if factor kind of played in my mind. I'm a big overthinker, and I can admit that. So it's just like what if, where is that person at? Well, especially being in boot camp because I can't physically, contact that person. I had to do it, through mail. We had to we could only receive letters. We didn't get no phone calls. So it was a challenge because of. Like I was like I'm kind of the same as you are, we were similar in that sense of like I like to, physically be there and spend majority of my time with that person. If you know what I'm saying, I find myself within her.
Never been like
but it was a real big challenge, especially on some days. So like on Sundays, I'm just gonna get it. Sundays we receive mail every Sunday, and some days I wouldn't get mail, and I would watch everybody else get mail. And so I kind of felt like
I could not do that.
I kind of felt like an outcast, man. It was like the movie. It was like the show we were watching. We were watching The Game.
That was frustrating.
And Derwin,
so bad.
Derwin's girl had went to her parents' house for Christmas, and they were trying to do like a. He was, he obviously he's on the football team. They were doing like a ritual, like where everybody was like. Not taking a shower. Everybody was up under each other, right? They about to have a playoff game.
Yeah, they decided
and
to watch the game.
So everybody else had somebody to turn around and hug and kiss and love, and to show love to, but he didn't have that person. So he was just looking around like, like damn, he felt like an outcast. Like yeah, he hit that DMX. but yeah, to answer your question, to answer your question fully, yeah, it was a real big challenge because the things that I was used to, just being around that person, when it's not there, and you don't have no human contact.
So check this out. I was in a situation like that right out of high school with Atlanta or whatever.
Say it again. Can you speak?
Right out of high school, go to Atlanta or whatever. Me and this girl or whatever had a disconnect, and literally right after I left. Right after I go, she goes, whatever. And this is from Athens to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And that junk did not work. I won't get into the reasoning because that wouldn't have worked even if I were here. But not being able to, like, on a random Tuesday be like, yo, let's go here and talk. Let's go here and get something to eat. Just not being able to have, like,
the quality time.
You get what I'm saying? And quality time is big with me because I like my time to be my time. My time is always my time, unless it pertains to my family.
I'm selfish,
but I
need you by myself.
I mean, it just my time. I was especially at 18. I mean, I don't really know much about life, but I knew that about myself at a very early age. Like my time is my time. So I'm saying for me to not be able to distribute the time that I was able to give, or get the time, what I'm saying, for that situation to work to get what it needed to be, just didn't work. Let alone for me to live in Georgia and somebody to live in another state that just wouldn't like.
You want to go out to eat. You want to feed the duck.
Well, for me I don't know because I don't want nobody up under me, but sometimes you do have those urges for physical contact, but they're not there.
Yeah,
right. But for the most part, even if they were there, you still would have to have quality time to talk and get to know them. Only difference is y'all over the phone. I guess because I haven't had that luxury of having someone like right there to do shit with all my relationships have been long distance, and I've met them like sporadically.
So I got a question for you, then, right? I see long distance relationship being a big thing, especially now in nowadays. Like I know one of my friends, he never met the girl until he met her online through like Instagram. But he actually went and physically met her. How do you feel like that create? What I'm trying to say, as far as like levels of relationships, so like I'm married, I've known her, my wife in person, right? And how would you think that the relationship would evolve, long distance? You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's it's on a different level, or do you think it's the same?
I feel like it depends on the individual. I feel like what is so funny?
I'm literally like, nah.
Yeah, do you think it's tripping?
I'm trying to hold it in. I'm telling you. Nah, he know.
I know. I saw he was like.
He know what the fuck he doing.
I was coughing. Like, I didn't want to cough in the thing. Like, legit. You'll see it. If I wanted to laugh, I would laugh. I promise to God. Like,
that's why your mic crooked.
It is crooked.
Right. That's why your mic crooked.
It is.
I feel like it depends on the individual.
Mm-hmm.
If, like I said, you still have to do that same talking and getting to know each other. You still have to have that time. So whether that's through the phone or in person, it still has to happen. But I don't know. It depends on if each person is excited and if each person is going into that time when you finally meet each other with the right head space in the right headspace.
I don't think it's that much different. It's really not that much different of just having somebody next to you. Like you still had to go through the same.
On this is convenience.
You still had to go through the same thing. It's just a lack of like physical intimacy that you can have there. Like I had a coworker back when I worked at Target. He met his wife on eHarmony. They there to this day. My grandfather met his wife on blackpeoplemeet.com. They still rocking. So
you're serious?
Wait,
wow.
I ain't never heard
That's what I actually want to know more about that. Not like that I need to put myself in that situation because obviously I'm married, but like the thought of dating or marrying somebody that you met off online. Yeah. Like, do you think that creates a different, I guess, status of relationship? That's what
I think people like have like their
if they let
perceptions of relationships like that. Like maybe I can never do that, or that's just not for me. But I mean, as far as just having a relationship, it's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are going to fall out. Y'all gonna have disagreements. There gonna be some compromises that have to be made.
I stay blocking.
But I mean, ultimately, if you committed to it and it works for y'all, then
do you feel like it takes away from the development as far as because like I know like
I honestly think
when you live with a person, you know what I'm saying, you get to know like the ins and out of somebody. Not being able to have that I guess experience with that person, yeah. or that growth with a person. Me personally, I feel like that would take away from the level of relationship that we share. Do you feel like that it plays a factor into like today's side of like with dating online?
So I think most relationships, most long distance relationships, the one of the main objectives of in the relationship is to close that gap. You know, it's in that spatial gap. And so when you talking about living in people, like there's some people that date and they have no clue. You know, like I mean, they have an idea because they like might visit each other and like sleep over each other's houses. But as far as like actually living with somebody, that's a whole completely different plane. And they don't even know that until like they go into marriage. Or
so what I'm saying is like that wouldn't be a hindrance for the relationship because like honestly like. Say like if you just take a person, they never lived with each other, they get married, and then they move in with each other, and then they find out that like I don't like how you pick your nose and do this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just
but I think
I'm just using that as like
I think with any relationship, whether it's
but the tolerance would be high because they're already married, so they had to have gone through some shit pre-marriage.
You would.
I think that's an assumption. That's an assumption.
But unfortunately, that's not how that works. I would think that I would like to think that as well, but because I know a lot of people who date. We went to school with Cat, man. Who he and his girl was dating for 5 months and they got married. I mean, they are divorced now, unfortunately.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like I know so many people in the Marines that have known their, the person they got married with of like 6 months, maybe a year, never live with each other. Then they go and get married, and then like 2 months into their marriage, they're like getting divorced. Well, and I think that like development and growth of like living with them and knowing like, what I'm saying, before you get married, to know like, what I'm saying, do I really love this person, like for the totality of who they are, because you might not like the way, he folds clothes or she folds clothes or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you put your clothes up before, you know what I'm saying, right after you fold, you know what I'm saying?
But it depends on how each of y'all will handle that situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Some people lose their fucking marbles.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't know that about each other until you are in the same household, you know what I'm saying, with each other for a period of time. Yeah, because the seriousness of that, like, I feel like that takes away from the seriousness of the love, because like you don't. What I'm saying is, let me explain. What I'm saying is, you don't know the totality of a person. Like, do you really love them? Because like you might be in love with the idea of loving them, but like, do you really love them for who they are and what they are?
But I think the problem there would be getting married at 5 months, not living together. Well, I'm just saying.
No, I get. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying, like, you still need that experience. Like, I think that plays a factor into getting married with somebody.
I think it can play a factor in the experience. It really just depends on what you're able to adapt to and accept within that relationship. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because like some people, like you might have two people who are complete neat freaks and that dynamic works because that like they on the same page. Then you might have somebody who's a complete neat freak and the other person not so much. Can we come to an agreement that we're going to keep our house in this order? You know what I'm saying? Or like come to some type of compromise.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important. Even though I know some church folks, I ain't gonna like this, but I do think it's important that you live with who you're going to marry for a substantial amount of time. But when you said the seriousness, I interpreted that as in like saying, okay, we may not love each other as much because we didn't live together, or suggesting that once a couple that lives together loves each other more. And I'm not. That may not have been what you meant. But I'm saying, like, when you said it takes away from the seriousness, I was just like, because I know there are a lot of people who live with people they, you know what I'm saying, love and been married to for a while, that just kind of don't really get it. Like, they're not, they don't click. They still run into problems, or they still do each other dirty, and then, you know what I'm saying. But I just feel like, man, it is imperative that if you're gonna marry someone, if you're gonna take that next step, I think that is a step in a relationship. Living with each other, seeing how each other are, because I'm telling you right now, from experience, if you, and I know, man, we not easy to get along with, but women, y'all are a trip, boy. Y'all are a trip.
we ain't gonna get in that one. I ain't trying to get in trouble.
Dude, I don't fuck trouble.
All y'all had y'all moments.
Facts.
Females and males.
So I'm saying, like, it's important that you kind of like, but to your credit, it's important that you gain that experience, so y'all have an understanding of where we are, and like to Nick's credit,
am I willing to accept?
Yeah,
you know
to Nick's point, like what can I adapt to? You know what I'm saying? Before we just say, hey, you know what? You like me, I like you too, right? Let's go get married. Like,
I agree to a certain extent, because I grew up with it was taught to me that and it sounds funny, but you gotta see it mentally. It's like they say, if you can't see yourself marrying the person when you first meet them, don't waste your time. So, no shame, I've kind of lived by that, but I ain't got no nigga yet. So I guess I don't want to waste my time though. So in my head, I'm like, okay, is this a person I could see?
I've never had that thought with any woman I've ever met. Not at first glance.
I don't think typically.
No, I'm talking about as you interact with them. Like, if you can't see yourself, what would be the point, basically? If you can't see yourself getting there, so what's the point of even
dating?
Dating.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, I could.
Oh, you just want dating?
No. I'm saying, like,
if you can't see yourself being with a person for
forever,
for a good amount of time, forever,
right?
Don't
consider dating them. Yeah,
right.
I agree.
That's
with that.
how I was taught. So when I meet someone, I'm quick
But also
to talk about marriage, but they be like marriage, oh shit. And
but
I'm like,
also
I ain't saying
you
tomorrow.
take away from what they may be able to provide that you don't know that they, you know what I'm saying, have in their bag, in their tool bag. It may be some things that they weren't showing to at first or right there. And then like that later on down the road, you're like, oh snap, like I didn't know you were, you know, you had this ability or capability to do this, or you know what I'm saying, we could become a team like this, because like you kind of selling yourself short a little bit in that sense. But I do understand, because it comes from a place of like you don't want to just be doing stuff just to be doing it. Like you don't want to just be nonchalant out here.
I'm very big on development. Like I feel like, man, if for me to date somebody, if I'm gonna date and be in a relationship with them, I've literally never jumped in a relationship or an entanglement with any woman with the idea that marrying them is a possibility. That's just never some shit I thought about. Now I've dated. There have been a couple of women I've dated where I'm just like, okay, how serious would this be? You know what I'm saying? But we're down the line. That's a place we have to get to. Mm-hmm. That's not something that's gonna happen. That's not something that's gonna happen, honestly, within the first 30 days of me knowing you, dating you, talking, us interacting. Right. That's just not something. That's just not how I operate. Because I'm big on development. Let's develop how we converse. Then we can develop how, if there's a problem, how we deal with that problem as friends. And then, or
could the same development happen long distance though?
For me, no.
Yeah,
it could. The same principle I'm using, absolutely. It just wouldn't be conducive for me. Like, because I would like for that interaction to be face to face, hang out, and
but a person can lie to you over the phone or in person as well.
Right. That's why I'm saying the same principle would apply. I'm just saying for my own personal peace of mind, because see, I can't, because you as a person, I think you would drive yourself kind of crazy if you were worrying about, damn, are they lying to me? Are they telling the truth? That's why I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that because I ain't gonna piss them off. Yes, I am. That's why a lot of women in this generation are failing. They are analyzing us without getting to know us first, because we are all the same and all niggas ain't shit and so forth and so forth. But you know,
tell the truth.
But I'm saying, like, and like men too. Men are thinking like, damn, she trying to whip me. She might be with the next nigga, instead of just exiting all of that out, understand, you know what, I like you, you know what I'm saying, let's get to know each other.
I'm learning that now.
I think
let's
that's
get
because
to know each other for who we are.
People nowadays still want to, I mean, we're all selfish by nature. We want to do what we want to do. So like, you look at somebody and you're
impatient.
Like, yeah, too. Yeah,
we
too.
Are very impatient generation.
Because it's like a lot of people like, oh, I need a summer thing. You know, so I just need me a summer little fling, a little flame. You know. Nobody is out here. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody. Majority of the people isn't out here going like, you know what I'm saying, set all these things aside, you know what I'm saying, lust, all that stuff. Like, do I actually just genuinely like her, or am I just here because it fits my ego and it helps me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what I want for right now.
I've had sex on the first date and asked questions afterwards. And I actually enjoyed getting to know them after I knew the sex was good. Like, I mean, I'm human, but I'm being real. Like, at this point, it works for me now, but it doesn't take away the fact that I always wanted a relationship. I always want to do what people do in relationships, but it's like almost now I've had to kind of adjust my thinking and not have such high expectations and know that, okay, if I want someone, basically not settling, but coming to terms with that, no one is, I ain't gonna say fully capable of reaching my expectations, because it's not in them to do it, and I blame it on their upbringing.
I want to interject on that. I feel like that's on you guys to work that out. Like, so like, as far as like being transparent, from the go. So like, if you find yourself in that person, like, to be able to grow, being transparent in the beginning, like, hey, these are some things that, you know what I'm saying, I think about, or that I want in a person, you know what I'm saying, as far as a relationship. And I think that's something that we both can achieve together, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like setting goals for your relationship.
Before or after sex, though?
Before or after? I mean, I feel like if you already knew the sex was good.
I'm saying the problem is that you're supposed to get to know a person before having sex. But I'm saying, due to how the generation is set up, due to WAP.
Don't do
that's
that.
Not that.
They have been fucking before. They have been fucking before.
Down, but it no shade
before us. We don't do it
growing
any more
up,
than
that
they
was
do.
not Well, for me personally, growing up, that was not normal.
Into the
For
mic.
who?
Into the mic.
Okay,
right.
was it not?
It wasn't.
Normal, or was that not what you were taught?
Both.
But
I knew that it was possible, but I didn't know that it was normal. Just like people say gay, but I didn't know what they meant because I didn't grow up around gay people. So
it wasn't
I
the
grew
norm
up
as it
around
pertains to
married
you.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why I'm.
I just like okay. So me, I was taught that you love someone first. You know what I'm saying? You fall
Right.
in love. But then I also understood how I got here. I understood how I grew up in the house with my cousin Juke, and I understood how he got here. So, well, not 100%, but I understood that there were rings weren't on fingers,
Right.
fathers weren't at the house. So, other people I knew, you know what I'm saying? I played football growing up. I saw a lot of kids with their daddies coming to practice. Their mom drop them off at practice. They be with their dad at practice, and then with their stepmommy. So I understood we were forced to kind of learn and understand.
Right.
A lot
I knew
of
it was
things.
possible, but it wasn't.
No, but I'm saying it was the norm because of what you grew up around.
Marriage was normal. That's what I'm
That was the
saying.
norm. See, marriage was not the norm for me. I understood I knew what it was, but I was like, you know what? What was normal was there's a child, there's mommy, child lives with mommy, go see daddy when he can or whatever. And then if mommy has stepfather or daddy has, you know, with a girlfriend, you know, so like that's even not even from what's kind of like my own experience and from what I saw from my a lot of or most of my friends as well. Like that's kind of what was normal. So I'm saying was normal. So I'm saying I feel you 100% about what was normal. But I'm saying but when you talk about getting to know people, like you do what works for you. So let's say, for instance, like I know plenty people. I know a lot of people. I know a married couple who had sex on their first date. Saray used to work with this couple, had sex on their first date, and those people are married and they have son.
But this is the difference.
That happened with me.
It's ain't the same as like old school dating. So that's what I'm saying. I was brought up with old school values, courting, going on dates. Now I had a conversation with a friend. I was talking to someone, and Ronnie don't open doors for no bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. But for this person, I knew, I don't open, when I say open doors, I don't open doors or pump gas. You know, I just don't do that. But if I'm dating you, I do that because that's a part of.
But I think what you were speaking on,
that's courting to me.
I think that needs to be something that we think about as far as like how you saying like this is how it's been. This is why.
But niggas don't like that. That's what
I'm saying is like
the love shit. They don't like this. So now
niggas
the fact that it's normal now to have sex on the first date and then get to know you later.
Well, what I'm saying is like
you
don't have to be a product of
that
mindset.
But bro, that shit died in what, the 50s or the 60s. What I'm telling you is that.
Died before that.
That's what I'm saying, like, bro. That shit.
It was possible, but it's
normal. It's been
normalized.
Normalized, yes, but it happened all the time.
It happened in Jesus' day.
You know that. But what I'm saying is
that
like,
is true.
I don't think that us as a generation have started to do something that wasn't.
It's more accepted. I say that.
It's more. We live in
It's like you see it and hear it more because I think like pride was a very, very big thing back then. Like people kept things like to themselves. Like now it's more so. We're more open with it. Like, oh, he did this, he did that. You know what I'm saying? He told me this, he told me that. Like, I think it's more so just it's more open and it's more and people leave it up to debate. Like, and I think what separates us from them is that they didn't at times they didn't leave things open for debate. Like their information was just their information. You know what I'm saying? They held on that to their grave. And now it's just like, you know what I'm saying, people out here moving sleazy, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, I fuck this dude.
And I also don't think that it's just men out here, niggas out here that just don't love the love shit. A lot of these women don't want that shit either. That's
what I'm saying. The world's so ass backwards than what it used to be.
It just, I feel like, man, there's a system in play. Like I explained, if I meet a woman or whatever, and I understand that I like her, and I feel like she like me, my first thought would be, okay, cool, she like me, I like her, we'll see where this goes. Like, but I've never had like this intent, I'm gonna make her my girlfriend. I've literally never talked to any woman relationship.
I want to experience it like that love at first sight of when you know you like, That's gonna be my husband right there.
So
like, I always want to experience that. Like
those things came later.
I got a question then,
but not people. It's almost like people want that shit to happen in the first 48 hours. And that's just not. I don't think that's very realistic. I just know it's not my reality.
Right. I got a question then. Say if you would you date a woman? So how about this? If you were dating an athlete or you talking to an athlete, right, and you want to be in a relationship with them, do you like put all the love shit aside and then after you have sex with them because you know they got the money, you're attached to them now, or is it like so I'm going after them for love, like right off the bat?
I'm not 100% sure of what you're asking.
So what I'm saying is like how in Ronnie's situation, do you like since they're an athlete, they're very successful, like if they were to be down with you, what I'm saying, you straight, you set up for life. Would you fuck first or would you try to find
go for love?
So you're saying
if you took Sarabia out of my life and Serena Williams threw that thing at me, I would one-handed like Odell Beckham Jr.
Now, do you think you was just like, all right, bro, I'm just gonna fuck, that's it, or you like, bro, she got money, I'm trying to attach myself to?
That's what I'm saying. Those are not thoughts I have. Me personally, those are not thoughts that I'm going to have within the first 48 hours. So if I met her at a dinner party, she think I'm funny, I think her ass look good in the dress or something like that. Right. I'm just not. Those are just not. And we go home on the night, and I just do
Give
that.
it up, delicious.
The next,
you look like a man.
over the next 2 days, it just doesn't. I wouldn't. It's just not something that's gonna cross my mind immediately.
So speaking of sports, since we kind of went to the athlete thing. I don't know if you guys know, but J. Cole
pass. What?
Jermaine, no.
You said
he's training for the NBA.
Oh,
he is.
Yeah. So J. Cole's training with Master P. Yeah, for the NBA.
Nah.
What do you guys feel about that?
I think. Ask me if he's training with Master P. Ask me if I think he gonna make a team.
He gonna make a team.
Hell, nah.
Why?
Why? Listen, J. Cole can ball. J. Cole is 1 year older than Drake. Drake's 33. That makes Jermaine 34.
Mm-hmm.
See, he would be a point guard. You tell me he's guarding Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Kyrie, and Steph, and
rest in peace, Jermaine.
I mean, I'm just saying, listen, man, you better keep giving me these platinum hits. He is not making them teams work. No,
say if he does make that work.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
A great story.
What do you feel he would take more serious?
Whoa,
well, which one is easier to take? Like, which one is easier to do?
Well, that's relative to one's skill at
So, I mean, he has a nice skill set in basketball. I don't know if you watched him.
Yeah, I watched him play. He can play, but he's a better rapper. He's a better rapper.
So you think bro, nah, this don't work. I'm just gonna go back to music.
I mean, that'd be relative.
Or doing both at the same time.
Nah, I don't know how that's possible.
I mean, he's hinting at retiring. I don't know how much of retirement he plan on going into, but I think let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that he does go to the league, right? Mm-hmm. He probably gonna be chilling on music for a second, and he might, and unless he's trying to give us a little banger like I made it to the league, and
type shit,
right? I mean, yeah, but
kind of like how Donald Trump did. He went from reality TV to the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Would you?
Oh shit!
As a person,
apparently, you don't take no skill to be
president at all.
I mean, Kanye's in the running.
No, he's not. Don't do that.
We're not.
Allegedly.
We know the truth. But I think that would be an incredible story. But if he does that, that's going to open Pandora's box to every somebody. If he were to do that, that would open Pandora's box to every rapper or singer or actor or somebody that they could ball and try to play.
Do you think that would hurt or help the league?
Hurt because it would. There are only but so many jobs in the NBA. It would. I think they would be out. You would pass on other kids.
His career might overshadow his music,
right?
And then it would kind of say for instance if 2 Chainz, right? Say if the Atlanta, let's say for instance if J. Cole makes it, then Chris Brown goes, right, and 2 Chainz decide, I want to go play basketball. The Atlanta Hawks would think, you know what, man, we could go draft this guy in the top 5, or we could take 2 Chainz for numbers. It would become money driven. It wouldn't. It just wouldn't be about basketball. It wouldn't be about ball and skill,
marketing and all that.
Yeah,
it's
just
an idea though to create a celebrity basketball league.
I don't want to see that shit.
I would want to watch that. I would want to watch.
But they have that already. But ain't it once a year?
Oh, you talking about?
But he's talking about like an actual
a team. Well, they can't be artists and basketball players on that level.
In the summer and then in the fall, y'all get
right, bro. I think that would be very entertaining. I would want to see that. That's actually a good idea.
The Dolphins. That's a football team.
Retire artists.
It ain't no basketball Dolphins.
Like a 45 and over league. Or 35.
I don't want to watch snail ball.
What they whales?
Yo, my man. I told him Drake was gonna be on a different team every year. And he said
the Dolphins.
Then he said the Dolphins. That's a
what y'all got? Whales or
stage left?
Y'all ain't got no team named after no fish.
No.
Y'all teams named after bulls and birds and stuff.
We got a pelican.
Sea bass. But nah, man, I think that's an NFL team. But if you ask me, like, yo, do I think he's gonna go out there and ball with them niggas? Hell
I'm not saying he's gonna be on the same level. I'm saying, like, do you think he can make the league? Do you feel like he could actually make the league?
No, because I watch a lot of high school basketball, man. Guys on the AAU circuit, college basketball. I love college basketball. Them young cats, man, nah.
Let me ask you something.
Hell no.
You think he ball better than Jeremy Lin?
Probably not.
Nah. I don't think.
I don't know, man, because J. Cole's got a lot of game.
He does, but
Chris Brown's got a lot of game. But I'm saying Jeremy Lin is an NBA player. I feel like I would be kind of disrespecting those guys if I.
That'd be a good game, Chris Brown against J. Cole.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they traded for.
One-on-one?
One-on-one and musically. I would live for that whole thing.
Who?
He said one-on-one basketball. If I'm taking one-on-one, J. Cole. Based on what I've seen.
Hold on, wait. Who?
Chris Brown, J. Cole. I think Chris.
Yeah, J. Cole.
I think Chris Brown's getting one-on-one. Basketball, I think Chris Brown's getting him.
Think basketball?
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Oh,
what about the music though?
J. Cole got a shot though. J. Cole can he can hit from deep, bro.
No, I'm saying, but Chris, I think Chris will go. Chris.
I don't know, man. That's a good,
I'm not saying he'll buy him, but I think Chris will go. I think Chris would have a better chance of making the
whoever
league.
would win would be the whoever got the ball first.
Hell no.
So, because I don't see Chris Brown playing defense on J. Cole.
Chris Brown's quicker. I'm telling you, bro. Chris is a good athlete, bro.
Yeah?
Yes. Like, I
haven't seen him.
Go watch the man play. I'm telling you, bro. Okay. Like, that man is nice.
Or stomp the yard.
Yeah, how this nigga so he can trump and do backflips, but he ain't a good athlete.
Hey, that's true.
It's Christmas.
That's true. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Watch the first 2 minutes.
Case closed, bro. Case closed.
Man. But man, you know what, man? I think I like this, man. I like this conversation. I like talking to you guys sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
I like you too, I think.
Very much.
I like talking to y'all sometimes, man. But hell nah. I'm gonna tell you what they don't want. They don't want celebrities trying to play football and that like that.
Oh no.
That's just some shit you got to prepare for. But basketball is much more predicated on skill.
Yeah.
A little bit more. So like, but nah, man.
You'll turn to a popularity.
So with that being said, this is Can We Laugh Now?
They know what the fuck it is. That's
signing off.
We said
it's your boy Telly.
Zay Dubose.
CV.
Rhonda Don.
And we out of here. We're gonna hold that team forever.